Hello everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to a new series of content for my channel. In this series, I'll be attempting to get a gold medal or better on every track of the day starting all the way back in July of 2020. There are obviously quite a few tracks to get through, nearing 800 already, so it'll be quite the challenge. In today's video, I'll be going over all the tracks from July 2020. All these attempts are taken from my Twitch stream, so be sure to go follow there if you want to watch my progress. Link in the description to said channel. As always, be sure to like and subscribe to let me know that you enjoy this type of content, and comment on what you like and maybe didn't like about this video, and what I can improve on or add to this type of video. Enjoy! So here, starting us off with the first track of the day ever, we have U-Turn by Mr. Lag 31. Pretty straightforward track with basically every track type. So as you saw, we just went over some sausage block and now have a little dirt section. It's going to be followed up by a little bit of grass, which is really the toughest part of this track in my opinion. Just have to weave between these trees. As you see, even I bonked there a little bit, but the goal time is pretty generous. I even bonked again there on that sharp U-turn. But then we just have this final jump onto some ice into the finish. Here we have the track of the day for July 2nd. It is Formule Gal 1 by Gal 1. It is a multi-lap track. To my surprise, haven't really seen any of those lately. Yeah, another pretty straightforward one. Pretty sharp turn that we just passed, and then we got another one here with the booster. Didn't take that turn super great. Got a couple drifts coming up. Another one here. Again, pretty straightforward. There are maybe some cuts you can do on some grass pieces coming up soon here. Right after you get this booster, you might be able to go to the right through those trees. I think I did it a couple times on my author run. This was a rerun that I did because I didn't have the original one recorded, so still is a gold time. Otherwise, yeah, another pretty straightforward track here. The track of the day for July 3rd was Desert and Forest by Lady Firestar. Got a little bit of sausage at the start here, followed by a little bit of dirt into a nasty drop off here. Not the greatest transition, but forgivable for these early tracks. The transitions aren't always spectacular. Got a slow-mo here into a very sharp right turn. Back onto some normal road. And to finish us off, we'll have a nice big jump into the finish. Not bad. Pretty easy track. The track of the day for July 4th would be TriForce by Ultra X62. Nice couple drifts at the start here. Follow what I believe is a jump onto some ice. Then directly following that, another jump where I messed up. Did a little 50-50 grind, but still kept going. Another track where I had to re-record it, so it didn't have the smoothest lap, but still gold. Little drift section here from dirt to grass, and then follow that up with a big boost jump into the finish. The track of the day for July 5th was Winterberg by Rextor. One of the first, pretty much only ice tracks. Includes a lot of bobsled areas, including this here, which I didn't care for too much. It was a very rough transition trying to go right to left there with those bumps in the way. But here we have yet another bobsled area, which was an engine off as well. Pretty straightforward loop here. This leads us directly into another bobsled. I believe we have an engine off turn here, which looks like I drifted way too late there. A little bit of boost into another bobsled, and that is the end of this one. Here we have the track of the day for July 6th, NeonDrift by NeoRyan. We have a nice little sausage section to start us out with. Not the hardest to keep traction on all of it, but this is one of the more well-made tracks in my opinion that we've had up until this point. Get that grass section, followed by a little bit of dirt here. Probably the main attraction of the track coming up here shortly with a slowdown section in which you can remove the slowdown if you are able to make it to the right there, which I was clearly not able to. But a nice big turn here, which you can drift on. Then followed by this nasty jump here that's got me plenty of times onto this ice into a very narrow window there. And then just a booster to the end. Track of the day for July 7th was Symmetrixx by Pardon My French. A lot of speed on this one. Got a big jump at the start there. A nice big looping turn here. Nearly a full speed track, but we got a couple of drifts in a few spots here. One right there and one coming up. This track is called Symmetrixx because the track is symmetrical, so you can start and finish going left or right at the start no matter what you do. And it's the same on both sides. Another big jump here. Unfortunately, bonk coming up here because that slowdown threw me off a little bit. But a nice long arcing turn here, and followed that, there'll be another jump coming up. A little nice quick turn there, and then just into a looping finish. Track of the day for July 8th was Rainbow Road V2 by Mr. Al Zubisoft. It's the second multi-lap track we got here. It's a very fast one too. Don't have much to go over on this. Got a bunch of boosts and stuff to grab. Yeah, not much to say about this one. Just a very fast multi-lap track. Couple tough drifts in there, and this section where you have to go up and maintain contact with the ground. Then the big jump at the end with the boost, but pretty straightforward. The track of the day for July 9th is Mountain by Lord Valorous. Looks like we have a sausage block to start out with. Don't know how I bonked there at the beginning, but I guess I decided to keep going here. A little bit of a dirt jump. Most of these early tracks pretty easy. As you can see, this is only my 4th attempt on this track. We've only been here for a minute. So obviously pretty easy. Ice section here, got a very slow bobsled area. Can't say I remember much about this track if I'm being honest with you, because it's over just that fast. The track of the day for July 10th was RGB Road by T. Montana Dubled. This track was a little on the tricky side due to the changes in how boosters work. Let's start here, got a few jumps. We had a little bit of sausage block section. Yeah, not much to say until we get later on here. Just a little bit of dirt drifting. We had a boost here into a very tight turn. Another tight turn there. Here I had to maintain as much speed as possible because here we have this booster section, and this is where we're going to have issues with this jump. You can just barely make it over this checkpoint here. Do a very hard turn here at the end, but eventually got it. The track of the day for July 11th was Lost Gate by Archimed. This was quite a long track, a minute 26 for gold. I unfortunately forgot to record this one live, so I had to go back and replay it. Somehow skipped over it, but yeah, very long track. Nice big jump here. Really only gets tricky near the end. A lot of long straight areas with some small turns here and there. Sharp 90-degree turn there, followed by a little bit of dirt. Yeah, just not much to this one until the very end. A little bit of grass here, got a boost. Tried to maintain ground contact there as much as I could. Another jump there, followed by another jump after that. Which if you go too fast here, you probably will bonk on that checkpoint. Another little jump. Just got to maintain as low arc as possible. A lot of those little jumps here. Very tight grass turn, which kills your speed. Probably could have taken a little better, but there's the track. The track of the day for July 12th is Napaj by Daddy Docs. I didn't like this track too much. It started off okay, just boost there into a hard right turn in that. This big jump here in which you have to immediately take a major left turn. Same for this one, I believe. Not as bad because you don't have as much distance there. And this part was pretty tricky. You just got to take it to the right side. And then just don't do what I did there and hit that piece. But somehow finish with plenty of time to get gold. Even an author on that one. Very generous. The track of the day for July 13th was Summerfrost by Jumperizzle. As you can see by the name, it's going to be some ice here. Bobsled sections. Kind of a tricky turn there with the icy tires. Back onto more ice. I'm not the greatest at ice. We had an okay turn here. Oh yeah, again, not much to say about this. Don't exactly remember how I did. Got a nice turn in there. Nice drift. Followed by more bobsled. Yeah, it's the end of the track here. Bobsled and just go up this ramp. The track of the day for July 14th was Yumi 5 by Yumi K. Pretty easy track again. I mean, just a lot of jumps. It's going to be mostly dirt here coming up. Yeah, mainly jump focus transitions. Wasn't too bad. I think there was one or two tricky jumps at the end, but as you can see, we only have 6 tries here and 2 minutes at this point. Barely made that one. A lot of bounce in there for me. Just need to be a little bit faster. But yeah, as you can see, just a lot of dirt jumps. I think this was the hardest one here. Yeah, this landing is not my favorite, but there is the finish. The track of the day for July 15th was Tatootine by Lord Valorous. I think he had a track earlier. This one was pretty unique, as you can see a reactor boost through the entire thing, through an open desert with cacti. You can run into, I think I bonked into a couple of them here later on. That was the trickiest turn right here. A lot of times I would just flip over sideways from how hard I had to turn. But here's the jump. We're going to end up upside down and somehow flip right back over and get to the finish. The track of the day for July 16th was Hanami by NSC Palmer. I believe this one was also another pretty easy track. I think the only tricky part was at the very end. I guess this section here with the grass was not the best, but yeah, pretty easy track overall. A few drifts here and there. I probably didn't even need to drift that section. But yeah, really, I think the end was tricky. There was a section where I thought you could just go right into this finish here. But alas, you cannot. You have to go all the way around here. Not the best drift in the world there, but that will be the finish. The track of the day for July 17th was Handpan Stadium by Perceval 99. This was quite a long track again. It's going to be a minute 30 for this one. Very long. But also another pretty easy one. Everything is, just do what's in front of you. Really the hardest part again is near the end. There's a loop. I guess it's not really a loop, but you'll see what I mean here. I guess you can kind of call it a wall ride. Coming up right here, if you take it too high, you'll hit the piece in the middle there, so make sure to take that low. Maybe you can go above it, but I think that'll be pretty slow. Otherwise, I think you need to maintain a pretty high amount of speed for this jump. Fortunately, I thought the landing was worse than it is, but it is a pretty flat landing. But just a quick turn there, and I believe the finish is right up here. Maybe not, going for a little longer than I thought. A little jump there, which I did not air brake well, but there's the end coming up right here. Track of the day for July 18th was Mighty Desert by Nudus86. Honestly don't remember much about this. It took us 3 attempts to get this done. And our session time is basically 3 seconds ahead of this current lap time, so pretty much a one-shot this without seeing much. If I do believe correctly, the end might be the only section that could cause any trouble if you bonk on the finish line, because there is a booster jump into it. So yeah, just gotta make sure you maintain the right speed for that, otherwise you get hit in the middle of them and ruin your whole lap. But otherwise, a fairly easy track. The track of the day for July 19th was JoyRide by Mr. L. Zubisoft. He's made one before, and this was another nice one. Nice little boost jump here, followed by a tight left-hand turn. This section here, just let off the gas a little bit and then full send it to try to make it over that hump. Didn't quite make it, and then I unfortunately bonked there. Would have been hard to beat my time on this. I grinded this track quite a while. This was a re-recording of this track. But yeah, this was a very nice track, a very tight turn there into the finish. Track of the day for July 20th was the Wormhole by HTIMH. A very tricky track. I tried this one. This is another re-recording, but you need to maintain a lot of speed through that turn and into this bobsled. And following through this bobsled, you need to maintain 340 speed in order to make this jump now after the reactor boost change. So this track didn't take me the longest, but I did have a little bit of previous experience. Just never was good enough to make that jump, but finally nailed it there. The rest isn't too bad. It's a pretty slow track after that. Just a few dirt turns, but just not much else to really say about this one. That long jump is really just going to be the hardest section after the reactor boost change. Here, another long jump. I was very worried I wouldn't be able to make that either, but thankfully it was fine. Just got this one jump here, and I believe the end is coming up right here. It's just going to be a long straight. And there we go. That will be the end. Track of the day for July 21st was Sick Trackmanius Creatus Est by NCS Palmer. Yet again, he had a track earlier. I don't remember much about this. I think it's mostly dirt after this little jump here. Wasn't quite fast enough to make a lot of these, even bonked on the checkpoint there, unfortunately, so still got the gold anyway. So quite a generous time, like a lot of these early tracks were. There's quite a few jumps on this. Actually, a little bit of regular road here. Slow down a little bit. make that a little better than I did. Otherwise, I think this is the last turn coming up here. A nice long, sort of wall ride-ish section. Track of the day for July 22nd was Diversion by HYIMH. This was a very hard track, as you can see by my session time. This is by far the longest we spent on a track for July. Beginning section not too bad. Making this jump coming up is a bit sketchy. I can never seem to get enough speed to get all the way over that dirt, no matter what I did, so always a bounce there. But really, the hardest section is coming up after this little dirt section and a huge jump. We'll be taking a big jump into this little lake or pond. And we'll be going underwater. Really just very hard. I don't know if it's because the reactor boost changes, but this was pretty tricky. Got to go to the right or to the left there and then get through that little hole. Get through this section. I always had problems after this checkpoint. My car would just often flip upside down for no reason, but finally got through it all. It was quite a difficult track. The track of the day for July 23rd was Hanging Gardens by RegoX. This was another challenging one, I should say. Yeah, lots of jumps into hard turns, as well as turns on grass. Just need to maintain a lot of speed to make a lot of these jumps. I think this would fit in pretty well in today's track of the days. So overall, it was pretty good, albeit very challenging. Yeah, but not much else to really say here. Just a lot of sharp turns, which you need to maintain a lot of speed on. The track of the day for July 24th was Icy Cavern by I'm Ray HD. I don't remember much about this one either. 6 attempts. Only been on it for 2 minutes about. So far not looking too bad. A couple turns. Looks like mostly full speed. Looks like we got a little bit of ice here. I didn't know what this surface was. This is just regular road, even though it looks kind of snowy or icy. Little narrow section here. I think the end is just around this next corner. Maybe not. Maybe a couple more corners. There it is. Pretty easy track though. Track of the day for July 25th was Route 66 by Shycods. Probably one of the harder tracks we played. Took me about 12 minutes to get through this and about 30 attempts. Though to be fair, I was kind of distracted during this whole thing. Doing a lot of chatting with my Twitch chat. Yeah, but overall, I guess it wasn't terrible. The section here always tripped me up though. This onto that very slow sand, I guess. And then a little jump down. Not much else to say about this. You just gotta take what comes to you. There's a finish coming up right here. Just be careful to not bonk that edge. The track of the day for July 26th was Drop the Cave by X Inferus CH. Looks like we started off here with some sausage onto some ice. I think I did okay on this one. It was a decent ice slide. Slow getting out of it though. Back onto more sausage block into a bob sled. Well, yeah, I was mentioning that there were trails on this. Don't see trails very often, if ever. That's like the first time I've ever seen trails used. So that was quite surprising to me. Nice loop here. What else do we got? Had to slow down there. I might have been able to full send that. We got a little bit more ice here at the end. Onto more sausage block. I'm just terrible getting out of those ice turns. I can sometimes take them all right, but overall not fantastic on my end. Sausage block here into the finish. Track of the day for July 27th was Journey Initial Climb by Squeaky Tomato. This track was something else here. I mean, it didn't take me very long to beat it, but it was quite annoying to do. It would have been perfectly fine. The only issue was at the end with the boosters. It was really just the camera. I don't know if it was how the creator made it or over time the way the camera work has changed, but it was pretty bad. I had to manually switch the camera for a bunch of sections, which really threw me off. It's a bit unfortunate. I would have liked the track otherwise. But yeah, once I get up there, you can kind of see me fumble around with stuff. Just unfortunate there. I had to manually change it. Fortunate little bonk there. But yeah, as you can see, that camera that kind of went under the ground there, that's really how this whole section was until I switched the camera myself. So it was quite annoying, whether it was a bug or, I don't know, it had to be a bug. There's no way that's how the map was. But ends just up here, unfortunately, with the reset, still got gold. The track of the day for July 28th was Steampunk 1877 by Perseval99 yet again. Nice themes track here with the clocks and gears and stuff like that. Very cool themed track. It's a pretty easy track, honestly. Not much to say about it. A lot of long straights. A couple hard turns, maybe. That was the hardest turn, but may trip some people up. I don't know why I drifted there, but okay. Otherwise, yeah, just one more turn after this, and then a long straight, and you just drive into a cannon and get shot out, I believe. Yep. Okay, pretty easy track, not much to it. The track of the day for July 29th was FS1 by MK Mit Kit. This was one of the very few full speed tracks we had. I'm not great at speed drifting, so didn't get the greatest time, but I still got an author on this after grinding it for a few more minutes after getting gold. This is the author time right here, but yeah, very nice full speed short track for us. Pretty easy. The track of the day for July 30th was Sanddrift by Blurious. Overall, this track was fairly simple. There's really not much going on right here. Just maintain as much ground contact as you can. But as the name would suggest, there are sand in between these transition spots on the road. So it basically automatically drifts for you just by turning on them. Didn't take that too great there, but I honestly don't think there's much to commentate on this track. It was just any other old track. Couple of drifts maybe here and there. Yeah, really the only unique thing is the sand sections between the roads. Probably drift there, maybe a little bit better. I could have did that. I think coming up, it's got a couple right turns. Took way too much time on the sand there, but there is the finish. Here we have the final track of the day for the month of July. July 31st track Suburbia by HTIMH again. This is a very nice themed track in the back garden here, and then you transition into going in the house. A little bit of a jump over this little pond there. Overall, not too bad. The only tougher sections are at the end on a few jump transitions. Gotta be careful going in this house too. There's a few pipes you can run into like I did right there, and I think I even clipped that wall again. But back, yeah, this is not outside, this is back inside. Yeah, only a couple tricky spots here. This jump here, not the hardest. I think there's a little bit tricky one coming up a little later here. Maybe not, because I think this is the last jump you have, basically until turning into this waste basket for the finish. And that is it for all the tracks of the day for July 2020. As you can see here, we have gotten all the golds at least for this month. So awesome stuff there. Overall, we have 7 authors and 24 golds, so not too bad overall. We are slowly but surely making our way towards this goal. There are over 780 and counting tracks of the day we have to do. As of doing this voiceover, we have 68 out of 782 of the golds that we need, so it's going to be quite a long journey, and I hope you're able to join along for the ride. If you would like to join along for the ride, you can go follow over at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/rtooty. Link will be in the description. As well, show your support on this video by liking and subscribing to show me that you would like to see more of this type of content. Trackmania videos have been doing well, so I am very pleased with that. As always, be sure to check out the other Trackmania videos I have done. Over the past month and a half, we have been doing each track of the day daily, so lots of videos to check out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon for the August 2020 tracks of the day.